All right, I'm back. So this has just been a moment for you, but it's been a minute of searching for me. If you click the year in the top right, it offers you only a few options, such as anytime, since 2021, since 2020, or since 2017. And if we wanted to search since 2015, which is just an arbitrary year that I suggested, we actually can't do it by clicking up here. I don't understand why. I seem to recall that at one point you could just choose a range of dates here, but now the option has migrated so that you have to click on the top left bars to open up this left panel, and then click this advanced search option. And at this point, see how what we searched. So because we put socioeconomic status in quotes, Google's search algorithm knows that we want the exact phrase socioeconomic status, not just the words either socioeconomic or status, but not together. And to do this, to actually find articles published since 2015, we'll go to the bottom option and look 2015 all the way to the current date, 2021. There we go. Now you see that there's this little button or badge telling us that we're looking specifically within the articles published since 2015. And if you recall, whereas before there were about 500 articles that one cited Canfield 2003 and also mentioned socioeconomic status, if we further restrict that to, in addition to those two criteria, also have been published between 2015 and 2021, we find that there's a much more manageable 198. That's quite manageable. And I'm about to make it even more manageable, but not through Google Scholar itself. One of the things that is quite annoying about Google Scholar is that you often, unlike actual Google searches where if something is not on the first page of the Google search, it's pretty much like dead to you. And if your Google search didn't return something exactly what you want on the first page, you just do a different search with new terms. That is not the case with Google Scholar, where you actually do, in this case, want to go through, in some cases, all of the citations that meet some sort of criteria you care about, such as recent, cite a particular thing, and contain a particular keyword, to just give 3 examples of criteria for articles you might be interested in. And you have to go from page 1 to page 2, look through the list, go to page 3. Oh my God, this is so boring. It's also just annoying to have to click. But I'm now going to tell you, if you are using Google Chrome, or I believe this same tool exists for the other web browsers, it's called Auto Pagerizer, or Auto Pagerize rather. So depending on your browser, whether it's Chrome or Opera or Firefox or Safari, look up Auto Pagerize, Auto Pagerize, and then the name. So in my case, Google Chrome, it'll take me to the Google Chrome App Store or Web Store. And if I click Auto Pagerize at Google Chrome, this is an extension. It's not going to hurt your computer or anything. Auto Pagerize is a great app, and it's available for all major browsers. Now that we have this installed, I'll just double check that I can find it. Let me just make sure that it's working. Here we go. So do you remember before when we scrolled to the bottom of a list of results in Google Scholar, it made me click over to the next page. So after page 1, it made me click over to page 2. What Auto Pagerizer does is it detects that you're on page 1 of a list of like multiple pages that also contain search results. And instead of making you click to another page, it simply extends the web page you're currently on. So you see this page 2 and this line above it. that is a visual indicator that AutoPageRise has sort of fetched the results from the following page and simply appended them or pasted them onto the end of your web page. So I love AutoPageRise. It works amazingly for Google Scholar and other search engines. There are some websites where it misunderstands what the structure of the website is and it sort of takes you to the wrong page. But for Google Scholar, for the particular application, it is unbelievably useful that I recommend downloading it. And there's always a way to disable it temporarily or disable it specifically in certain web pages if it's giving you trouble. But now, if we just continue scrolling down, if you look at this bar here, it'll just continue adding web pages until we've gotten to the end of the list. So we're really looking at every single result of like the 182 or so that were on the original list. So that's just an amazing tool if you're doing this kind of research project, because you want to make sure you're getting all of the relevant studies and not missing any. All right, scroll back up. And with that, I think that concludes my tutorial of Google Scholar. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that is worth talking about. I'm pretty sure that's everything, though. Using the cited by feature is really the key thing that I want you to learn that really distinguishes Google Scholar as a great search engine for these academic articles. And for the assignment that is going to accompany this tutorial, you are going to be asked questions about citations, such as how many articles have cited it, how many articles that have cited it use a particular search term, and how many articles that have cited an article used a particular search term, how many of those have been published within a certain range of years, such as since 2015 was the example we chose to use. Well, thank you very much, and good luck on the assignment.